Damn it. Okay, there we go. You know, I swear I don't touch these settings from one show to the next. I barely even use this computer because I use my laptop or my phone. And it just keeps changing settings. It just does what it wants to do. I don't understand. Hey, I know the sound was off because I could see it in the thing. It wasn't. That's why I was saying, hold on, because I don't know what happened. But anyway, I'm here now, and we're full of sound and noise and all that good stuff. It's another Friday night with the Dusty News Network, our summer programming here, and it is hot as hell. I had thought it was hot last weekend. Of course, we expect it to be hot in Palm Springs, but because that's the desert. But now it's like, in Oakland and this whole Bay Area, we're having a heat wave. And I am about to die. I'm just melting here. I'll have to get some kind of little ice box thing or something. Because I can tell, this is just the start of the hot weather. We got like 2 or 3 more months of this to go. I will be dead by then. So anyway, thanks you guys for coming. Thank everybody for sending in your the slides and screenshots and everything that help constitute this show. This is a show that is entirely made up of viewer contributions. Occasionally I find something, but generally I just leave it to you guys because there's way more of you than there is of me, and I concentrate on putting the stuff on the slides and getting the show ready. So let us get started. Hold on a second. And those of you who, as you go through this show, you'll see, a lot of memes and slides and stuff. If you run across something that you think would be good for the show, this is where you send it. Right here, did you make the subject line DNN or Dusty News? They both go to the same folder. And it will, just send whatever you see. Don't try to say, oh, is this what you want? Don't worry about it. We'll figure that part out on this end. The only thing we cannot accept are videos, and because of copyright issues, and if you send me links, because most of the time those people have their pages closed, and I'm not a friend of theirs. So you send me a link, you can see it, but we can't see it. So that doesn't work. I need you to send me a screenshot. Okay, and no videos, because I'm not even trying to get caught up in not that kind of legal drama. So we don't use videos, if you've noticed. So let's go and let's get started with this show. Hold on a second. Let me find my slideshow. There we go. This is today's show. We have, I think about, 30, 32 slides to go through. So let's get started. Okay, and this one, girlfriend just was telling dude about himself. It's just, clowning him. I said, well, what are you doing? He says, I'm in bed eating chips. Well, what would you be doing if I were there with you? I would be eating chips. No, I mean, if there were no chips, just you and me in bed, I would go to the store and buy some chips. I don't know why this was so funny to me, but I thought it was good to start to show off with something light before we get into the super dusty stuff. Let's move on. Now this guy, the repetitive pattern on these memes is them trying to figure out some kind of way to get into women's heads and make a woman feel a sense of desperation, anxiety, that she needs to, her standards need to be adjusted, that she's overreaching, all this kind of stuff. Anything that they can do to criticize your choices in men, and especially if you are a single woman, they want to you try to embarrass and shame you in some kind of way to make you seem like you're less than someone who is in a relationship. Even if she's getting her butt beat, a dude's stealing her money, he's cheating on her right and left. In their minds, a woman who's tied to a man in some kind of way, shape, or form is that ranks her higher than a woman who opts to avoid that drama and stay single. I don't understand that, but we call that dusty logic because their thinking is a little skewed. In this case, this guy says, well, a woman who believes she better off without a man has never met a man. Okay, where is this mythological creature that you call a man? The main thing is women all have different standards for what they call a man. There is no one dynamic. I feel like there are certain standards, certain base characteristics that a guy should have, but even some women disagree with me there, and we disagree because like something like for them, they want a man who's quote God-fearing. If I hear a man say anything to me about something about a Bible, Quran, or any other kind of religious text, I'm checking up the deuces and I'm out. So you see what I mean? There's just a wide range of what women are looking for in a partner. So for him to say, well, if you think that you better off without a man, then there's something wrong with you and you just haven't met the right people, which is incorrect because even the guys who think that they tell themselves that they're great men and all this stuff, they're not the ones who are judging. Women are. And unless a woman aligns with you and she feels like you're a great man, then you ain't nothing, home skillet. You're nothing except a figment of your own imagination. So I thought this was kind of interesting, but the effort to try to make women feel bad and lessen that their choices are poor and all this kind of stuff. Um, you know, yeah, Michelle, that is true because I know it is some paper. Because the way people was going crazy, buying toilet paper like he was going out of style, like they was going to live in the toilet paper roll or something. I don't understand that, but whatever. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. When I saw this, I hollered. It's like, dude is so dusty. It's like, I got that D that'll make you do stupid shit. Bitch, pick that ant up. It's like, oh my God. Why somebody really be that goofy? Isn't that funny? I was rolling. It's like, and I heard women talk about, I mean, not to this extent, but, that they got some that just made them lose their minds. I've never had any like that, so I don't know. But, I don't know nearly, but whatever it is, he trying to brag about it. And what's so interesting is first they say that women aren't, that what we got is nothing and all this old stuff here. But every time you turn around, that's what they focusing on. In every single thing, they're focusing on, something about a woman's body. As we go through today's show, you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm telling you, Michelle, that's what I think. But, there's a lot of women that disagree with me. They want to take care of a man. They move him in, put his name on their deed, buy him a car, pay his bills, do all kind of stuff. All kind of fantabulous things. And, it's all because of the eggplant. And I just be looking at them because I'm thinking, I don't care. It's not that fabulous. But it's like Eddie Murphy in his Raw thing where he's talking about a cracker. You in the desert and you get a cracker and it's like the best cracker you ever had. I think maybe it's something like along those lines. Because they've had like Dusties and 30-second men and stuff like that. So they get somebody who lasts 10 minutes and to them that's like he's like a god and the angels sing and all this old stuff. So I think it's something like that. It's kind of what you're used to comparatively speaking. It's better than what you had, so it seems like it's all fabulous and wonderful. Whereas somebody who really knows how to put it down, looking at that little piece of something that she's satisfied with and saying, girl, what is you doing? What is you doing? Okay, let's move on. Oops, hold on a second. Okay, this lady's telling the story of a super dusty. And she wants to, she just asked him to help her install a paper towel holder. Now, I've done that. All it is two screws. Okay, it's two screws. That takes what, 5 minutes? If that, and I'm talking about by hand. I have an electric screwdriver. It takes what, 30 seconds? Okay, so this is what dude tells her. Well, I'll see how I feel when I get there. I'm usually handy, but right now I don't know. Actually, I'm really sorry about this, but I just got really grossed out by your question of helping you do something because I have never had help for anything my whole life and almost never asked. I'm sorry, but I don't want to come over anymore, and I wish you the best of luck. Take care. Now he was coming over thinking he was gonna get all kind of services, food, and you know what, but he don't want to exert 5 minutes, less than that really, to help her install a paper towel holder. So she doesn't understand it, but she dodged a bullet because he is about as dusty as they come and equally as useless. Ain't that some nothing? I just couldn't believe it. I was reading it and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, isn't that a weirdo? But this is just imagine, when you have a guy who's like this, right? He's that weird. And then to talk about, well, no one ever helped me. Okay, you need some couch time, home skiller, because you bringing up something that don't have nothing to do with a paper towel holder and the 5 minutes that it would take you to put it up. You going all into your childhood and all your resentments and all this old stuff. And so I'm telling you, she dodged a serious bullet because dude is seriously on one. He's, this kind of person here, if she was really sick or something and she really needed some help and he was her man, he would pull that same stunt. So, it's good. I feel like that it's good that she found out now how useless and trifling he is. Let's move on to the next one. It's a young lady. We have a lot of women in this show, in this one, making their comments. Some of the women are dusty too, but this one is just telling. She's bringing some truth. She says the ride or die girl is just a concept created by men to test how far they can manipulate you into staying with them while they violate your boundaries and any shred of dignity that you have. And she is 100% right. It kills me how many young women they've been brainwashed into thinking, walking around talking about you a ride or die and you hold your man down and you hold your man up or whatever they say is a good thing. You're a fool. Okay, a man is supposed to be holding you down. That's what's supposed to, the natural order of males' leadership and all this stuff that they want to talk about, men being, in charge and women submitting and all this stuff. See, they like to throw that out when it's going to give them the upper hand. But as soon as it's something that requires them to take care of you, then suddenly it's, you got to be ride or die. You a modern, independent woman and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, look, dude, pick one. Okay, pick one. You just jumping back and forth over the fence when it's convenient for you. And unfortunately, so many young women don't think about it and they just hop right with them. You know what I mean? I just you need to take care of your man. Okay, so then you go out and spend all this money buying groceries and cook and clean, wash dishes, do all the stuff, and then you want him to take you out for Valentine's Day. I don't believe in them fake ass holidays. That's just some white man shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so they do, but wait, you believe in the Super Bowl. You believe in all of that. You sure be parked in front of the TV and paying your $100 when it's time to get a fight going and y'all won't chip in. You do that. What is that? Shit. And yeah, women be driving them to work and letting them use their cars and all kind of stuff. I'm telling you, as soon as I meet a dude, when I was younger, you meet a dude, everybody has a car now. But, when I was younger, you meet dudes and they don't have a car and they want you to be driving them around. I say no. And they're like, well, why not? I'm like, you got a car? I said, yeah, my car. My daddy bought me a car. And then after that, I bought my own cars. But it's like, that car's not for you. And if I'm going to be picking you up, guess what? You need to be filling up my tank. Nah, that's too much money. But then you catch the bus. I don't know what to tell you. Walk, ride a bicycle, skateboard, fly. I don't care how you get there. But you ain't getting there in my car. Shit. That's trifling. All right. Now, I thought this was hilarious. Ladies, what do you have to say about this? You'll never find a husband if you leave every man who cheats on you. This is a theme that's reflected in uh, another, what am I trying to say? Another slide that you're going to see a little bit later. But if you'll never find a husband if you leave every man who cheats on you. So what they're advocating is if you want to be married, that you accept a man who you already know before you even got married cheated on you. Okay, so you would be marrying a man who is a liar and a cheat. Just so you could have a husband. Do you understand the dust that they're promoting here? You know, it looks simple and it looks like it's funny. You know what I mean? You know, you're going to snicker and giggle and stuff. But look at the message here. You know, this is their overriding theme is always trying to get women to accept stupidity in the form of a relationship, to lower your standards and take whatever kind of treatment they want to give you. That's the goal of 90% of these memes. Hey, Nat. It's just unbelievable how many different ways they run this game and the stuff that they say. And like I said, you know, you might not really understand, you know what I mean? Most people aren't going to really sit there and think about what the message is behind the words. They're just going to say, this is stupid fool, and laugh at it. But that seed has already been planted in your mind because you read it. And you had feelings about it when you read it. And you may not be aware of it, but it has made an imprint in your subconscious. That's why I do this show, so that we can, you know, unearth these things and expose them and get you to thinking about them and looking at this stuff with your eyes open. Okay? It's very, very important that you understand the bullshit that is online and the effort that these dusty men are putting out to try to rein in women to do what they want them to do and to take as little as to say, you know, for you to accept as little as possible in return while they work you like a damn mule. Hold on and let's move on to the next one. Okay. Okay. I don't even know what to say. He's like, you know, first he says, you know, a man that can't be manipulated by an eggplant intimidates women because now she must bring something of real value to the table. Okay, you let some man go without some. You see how they go crazy and want to go and be shooting up places because they ain't getting no nook. Okay, that's a value to men, sir. The only men that's not a value to are gay men. Okay. And so then he comes back and says, you know, you women have went. Okay, let's go back. Let's take you went back to English school class, sir. You women have went from wanting to be wife types to wanting to be savages. Yay! Nipple rings with no bras or panties. You lack morals. No man wants a woman of your caliber. I'm lying. Yes, we do. Only for one thing, though. Okay, well, maybe that's all she wants from you. Dust bucket? Just a dust bucket. My God. I don't know. Where are the women who worry about what random men on the online think? Where are them chicks at? Because haven't seen any here. Not on this show. I'm sure there are some. But I don't know. Where do they hang out? Because, you know, wherever they hang out, that's where I need to go so I can raise their minds up, elevate their thinking. This is just terrible. So if you guys know a place where they hang out, you know, the pygmishas and the kind who think that men are gods, GAWDS, you let me know and I'll make it my business to get right on over there. They're not even as faithful as that because they be too busy online sliding into DMs and stuff, trying to create opportunities, Nat's opinion. They try to create an opportunity where there is none. Let's move on. Now, see, they're talking about what you need to bring something of value to the table. This is my slide. This is not a DNN submission. This is just me. This is the table they want you to bring something to. This is the table. All broke down, in pieces, raggedy, tilted. You can't sit on it. You might fall down and hurt yourself. You can't eat nothing. They're going to slide onto the floor. Just raggedy as all hell. But, you supposed to be bringing so much to the table. Nigga, if you don't shut up. I mean, yeah, women can go without it more than men. You're right. But I think men can too. They just socialize not to. This is just stupid. But anyway, yeah, there they go. There go the table. He wants you so worried about you bringing something to. Let's move on. Why are men taught how to treat women, but women aren't taught how to treat men? He asks. And I'm like, dude, what planet are you living on? All women are taught is how to treat men, how to submit to men, how to serve men plates, how to not hurt men's egos, how to be nice to men, even when we have to reject them. That's all that we're taught. I'm waiting for the men to be taught how to treat women. Because, even something as simple as giving a woman your seat on the bus, they're not even taught that anymore. Right? Yeah, I know. I was, 8.5 months pregnant, riding BART. The only people who ever gave me a seat were women. Women gave me a seat. Not one man ever got out of his seat to let me sit down with my giant belly. I noticed that. And, this was a long time ago. So this has been, decades of men being trash. But they want to talk about women being traditional where they're not in any way, shape, or form. So why do you think you should have a traditional woman? You act like a damn savage. So that's how you get treated. I don't have no problem with it. But this right here, designed again to make women feel guilty and to feel like you're insufficient, you don't measure up, there's something wrong with you. That's all they do. Their whole focus is on breaking you down and lowering your self-esteem and confidence. It is unbelievable how much time they spend doing that. That's all they want to do. It's just to get the control over you, I'm telling you. Okay, and following up on that, she say, I pray every man who wishes to humble me simply dies. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just tell everybody how we really feel, please, because you're holding back. Yeah, it's all about control. All about control. I don't even know, what else to say. Everything points to that. And, there have been women who say, no, that's not true. And I have to, to point out to them the different examples until they understand what it looks like when somebody's trying to control you. It doesn't mean that they do it directly. They do it by gaslighting you, by triangulating you, by manipulating and coercing you, lying to you. So, there's a lot of different words. They never have to put their hands on you. It's all done mentally and emotionally. And these kind of memes and messages, get into women's spirits. And so then she came back and said she just, on that power trip that these dudes on, she just want them to die. And I said, okay then. That works for me. Next slide. Okay, I thought this was interesting. I don't know who sent this in, and she's like, my boy, her son, deleted his Snapchat and Instagram earlier this week and told everyone he was taking a mental health break just so his girl can't tag him in any Valentine's Day posts. And I'm still crying the links that y'all go to, and she thinks that's funny. Okay, she just as dusty as her son. It's like, chick, you got a dusty ass son. You think it's funny that your son treats his girlfriend like that? You think that's funny? And you want to talk about it and kind of brag about it like, your son is so fucking brilliant. Your son is a dust mite. You should be embarrassed that your son did some shit like that to a young lady. Let my son have done something like that. I would be taught put that shit back online. In every because you sure don't be worrying about any messages and tags and shit when you fucking her. So you gonna take everything that comes with that motherfucker. You put your Snapchat and Instagram back online, and don't you ever treat another girl like that. That's what would have been me if I was my son. You as a mother model the behavior and what other women are going to accept. You teach your son that. Okay, so if you go along with his bullshit, you're basically letting him know that you approve of it, that that's okay, that that's all right, that's just funny. It's not funny. There's no way in this world is that funny for him to treat her like that. Okay. Now, if he didn't want to be around her and be tagged on Valentine's Day, then break up. But don't be trying to play these kind of games where then after Valentine's Day, you're going to be all up in her face and trying to get all up in her bed. See, that's why I had such a problem with this mama right here. This is just fucked up. And her son is fucked up too. Now, this young lady, I don't know if she, saw this, but that would have been an opportune time. If this was my daughter and I knew something like this went down, you not seeing him no more. That's it. He was cut off. So I just wanted to, point that out. So those of you who have sons and, you see him doing some dog shit like that, don't co-sign. Don't just laugh and not say anything. You digging his ass with both feet because your son is going to learn how to treat women from you. And if you laugh at the other women being dogged out and treated like this, don't say nothing when it happens to you or your daughter. Because it was okay for your son to do it to somebody else's daughter. So don't say shit. You somebody's daughter and so is your daughter. And so, it was okay for you to hurt some other person's daughter, then it's going to be okay for yours to get hurt too, and you as well. Don't you say shit. And that's how I feel about that. I was just so disgusted by that. That just was like, ugh. Yeah, she's enabling him. So, this like parenting, raising a better crop of men starts at home. And even if you're a single parent, it's on you to make sure that your son has some fucking sense. Just, this is just terrible. So in this one, this chick here, now you got to keep in mind when we see things online, we can't always believe that it's a woman, but let's just roll with it and say that it is, right? So she's like, well, these women ain't raising their daughters to be shit but hypersexualized misandrists who don't have shit to show for themselves but a slew of degrees and a nice body. Okay, a slew of degrees and a nice body. What else is there? What else do you need? You got a slew of degrees, that means you got a good job and you getting paid, right? So that means you got some money. Because any college degree, unless you like some super tech person like Bill Gates who's super smart, which is very rare, you're going to need a degree. And even if these days, it's the opportunities for somebody just to go drop out of college like he did and start a business, that was 40 years ago. Okay, so times have changed. Times have changed. And now everybody got to have a degree. It's at least some kind of tech cert, you know what I mean? And yeah, that name is, but it could be, like I said, sarcastic, or it could be a man, perpetrating a fraud to be a woman. We don't know. I'm just talking about the message. Who's delivering it is kind of secondary. The message is what I usually focus on. And in this case, telling women that you don't have shit to show for yourself, but quote a slew of degrees, quote, and a nice body from all the time you spending at the gym and everything is nothing. Okay, it's nothing because you by not accepting any dusty man that makes you a misandrist. And if you want to get your swerve on without waiting until you're married, then suddenly you're hypersexualized. But then, all these dudes talking about getting busy and they want to, sleep with their girlfriend before they get married and all this kind of stuff. Okay, how does that work? How does that work? You have adult people and they want to have eggplant. They're going to have it. So trying to shame women and call them hypersexualized because they want some a good and happy, satisfying sex life. I mean, what is that? It's like that's what makes me think this is a man because they're always very concerned about who's been up in it before they come along. And they just can't they just worry about that like crazy. And I feel like but these are the same dudes that want to, well, I got to tap it. I got to make sure, it's good. Of course, we going to be a couple, that's expected, blah, blah, blah. But then again, then they worry about how many people that's happened to. So if you're not marrying the women that you sleep with and neither are the other dudes, then what do you think is going to happen by the time you get about 40 years old and you still ain't married? They sound stupid. So like I said, um, you have to put this stuff into context and look at the double talking and the way that they try to put you in a cross by, saying they're talking out of both sides of their neck. It's not matter. So they set you up so no matter what you do, ladies, somehow you're wrong and somehow it's your fault and somehow you're not good enough and somehow you should accept whatever you get because of the fact that you're not good enough. And in this case, because you have a slew of degrees and a body, you don't have nothing else. What? What else are you supposed to have? Because anybody who got a slew of degrees is getting paid. Probably got their own property, real estate property, investment property, what they call it, income property. You got their 401k working and got money in the bank and a big old fat savings account. So they got a whole bunch of shit to show for themselves. What they're trying to say don't have to show for themselves is a raggedy ass, leeching ass husband. Pfft. Let's move on. Okay, I don't know. Oh, they went way back, way back to the early Middle Eastern artwork, Indian. Oh, you look so unapproachable. You should smile more, says the man in his Indian robes. And the woman is like, and yet, here you are. And that is true, right? Because they be telling you all about what you should do with your face and how you would be more approachable. And it's true. And yet, here you are. Totally ignoring everything that you just said about me looking unapproachable and mean. Here you are. Tell them, Samantha. I'm just like, ain't that the truth, though? You can't keep them out your face. I love the break that we all got during COVID where everybody was inside. You didn't have to run into many Dusties. And then when you do, you got your mask on and stuff, so they can't be telling you to smile because don't know if you are or not. So I'm really gonna miss those days, and I still want to insist on that social distance thing. Back the fuck up. I need 6 feet of space. just yeah, just every day they just all up in your face, just bugging the hell out of you. So I thought this was great and extremely timely. Polly. Look at Polly's head. It looks kind of misshapen. What's going on there? So anyway, he's like, this bitch on the timeline talking about she ain't taking nobody last name. Shorty, you 45. You ain't getting married. That dream's over. That's what he says to this woman or about this woman. Now, how many men are, okay, they might have gotten married when they was young, lived with somebody, have a couple of baby mamas, whatever. But there are a whole bunch of them are 45 and don't have a wife and talking about they want one. You know why? Because they can see that they starting to get ED and all the little, they sugar high and they got blood pressure problems. And they're thinking about, oh no, what's going to happen when I stroke out? And I need somebody to push me around in my wheelchair and change my diaper. I need to get married. Somebody to love me and take care of me after I hold around my entire life. That's what they're doing. And so, not every woman, A, wants to get married. And then even if she does, she ain't taking nobody's last name. It's like I'm living with mine. I'm born with it. I'ma die with it. This is my name. That's it. Nobody, I don't know what else to say. Woman has a right to be proud of her family heritage just like a man. And if you want your kids that everybody had the same last name, then you better get that hyphenation action working. Or better yet, he can take on her name. There you go. That's another solution. But to sit there and tell her that at 45 she's never getting married, I mean, if that's what you want, anybody could get married. Shit, you could walk out the door and get married next week if that's what you want and your standards are low. Getting married is not a accomplishment, ladies. Any fool can get married. It's just, are you going to be marrying somebody that makes sense to be married to? That's when it becomes interesting and a challenge. But if you just want to be married, you can find any number of knuckleheads. Go down to the homeless shelter. You can leave with a husband and go right to the justice of the peace. He'll be so happy. He'll have a home and somebody to feed him and new clothes and stuff, and you'll be married. So you see what I mean? I don't understand why they like to think that being married is such a feather in your cap. Any clown woman can get married. Any woman who wants to put up with a fool can get married if that's what you want. Right. But you want somebody who's going to make sense and be a happy situation. Well, now that's going to require some work and some time and some effort, and you're going to have to reject a whole bunch of monkeys. But if you just want to be married, so see the way that they promote it, like, you can't get married. Any woman can get married if that's what she wants. I'm telling you. Go down to a rehab center. Go to the halfway house where the prisoners go. If you just want a husband, you could have one tomorrow. Okay? So I don't understand why they try to act like it's such a big fucking deal to get married. Let's move on. Okay, this fool here, this is somebody, they said this, I think he's supposed to be a comedian or something. I had never heard of him, but some of the little girls was telling me, oh yeah, he's, pretty famous. Named Lil Duval. I'm like, okay, this man, he might be Lil Duval, but he got the teeth of a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex. Who has teeth that big? That just don't make no damn sense. But I gave him the stupid ass nigga award for this because he's like, I think it's not smart to leave a man solely because he cheated. Now, if it's a whole other girlfriend, yeah. But just some random, you tripping. That's what he said. So he gets a stupid ass nigga award. I just like, I don't care if it's a bad picture or not. It's a good thing. It's a good picture of him because he's stupid. And if he looks stupid in the picture, then that's an appropriate picture. That's not chiclets. Chiclets are tiny. These are some big old goddamn T-Rex teeth. This is just stupid. And you know what's so tripping about it is, exactly, Michelle, that's what I was just going to say. What's so tripping about it is you let a woman go out and have a fling with some dude and see how quick he be throwing up the deuces and be all mad and wanting to stalk her and beat on her and all kind of stuff. And especially if you come back and say, yeah, and you know what? I'm glad I cheated. You know why I'm glad I cheated? I'm glad I cheated because you can't fuck. And he can. And I thought about all the years that I've been spending with you, just sexually frustrated because you don't last but 5-10 seconds at the most. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. Dude was putting it down all night. I was begging for mercy. I couldn't even see. That's how good it was. I'm still walking bow-legged and stumbling and shit. So, yeah, but it gave me a good taste of what life is like when you have a good lover, which you are not. So, you want a divorce? I'm cool with that. Because I don't feel like wasting the rest of my life being sexually frustrated with a 30-second man like you. And that little tiny thing you call that Vienna sausage you packing? I don't want that. You can keep that. Take that and torture somebody else with that shit. So, then he would really be mad by the time I talked about his ass. But it's like, Kanye shrugged, what you want from me? If you was doing what you was supposed to be doing, I wouldn't have cheated. Is that what men say? Well, you wasn't giving it to me the way I wanted it. You wasn't giving it to me enough. All this kind of stuff, right? They make it your fault. So why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? And just tell him, just read him, just talk shit for like 20, 30 minutes. And then he did this. And then he did that. I never seen no shit like that before. I was calling Jesus, Allah, Buddha, everybody. I just could not stop screaming. It felt like somebody was getting murdered. It was horrible. But then it was good at the same time. I couldn't decide if I should scream or if I should moan. So I was going back and forth. And notice, when I'm with you, I never do that. I never have anything to say. It's just silence. You know what I mean? Yeah, they always say that. But that's what I'm saying. I would just put every single thing that I've heard men say for the last 30 years for why they cheated. I would be lobbing them at dude. Choo, 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 choo. All of them. I'm telling you. All of them. So, that's why when it's just something like this, Lil Duval, you tripping, homie. You tripping. So, let me move on to the next one. So here come a Dusty, right? He's going to Dusty. Oh, this whole dating thing is not for me, says Mr. Dust. Well, you're welcome to pay for my company, but the whole low effort thing is not for me, she says. LOL. We really have entered some scary times in dating. Getting drinks and smoking a J are no longer, quote, proper dates, LOL. I'm low effort, haha. Get real, girl. No worries, we are not on the same page, clearly. Have a nice day, she says, as she signs off from the dustmonger. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Whoa, hold on a second. I just knocked over something. Luckily, the screen is showing the slide and not my studio thing because this is a hot mess. I accidentally bumped into it. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's get going again. All right. And this is true. This reflects, I should have put them two together actually, where she was talking about, one of the ladies was talking about how um, men aren't being taught to be husbands, but, women are being, well, it was a guy, and he said women aren't being taught to take care of men anymore and all this old stuff here. And so these two kind of tie together. I didn't really notice it until just now. But, she's bringing it back to the church issue and how the pastors are always telling women, what they need to do about a man. And of course, they're talking from religious scriptures and they're talking about husbands. But then, black women aren't really getting married like that. So, black men aren't proposing and they don't seem to want to be married. And then even when they are married, they don't act right. So Who's teaching men how to be marriage material while they so worried about what women do? She has an excellent point, right? Now this little boy here, he hit on something. Little Matt, dudes be like, I'm sorry if you misread the 9 months of us talking and me telling you that you're perfect for me as me wanting to date you. Oh, ladies, we had that problem. And so many women will assume because they spend a lot of time with a guy, they spend the night over him. Some of you will even have a kid with him. And you will assume that you have a committed relationship. And I keep telling you, unless you two have sat down and had a conversation about what you're doing and where this is going, you should never assume that this man is only seeing you, nor should you assume that you have a relationship. You just have like I don't know, friends with benefit, kicking it, what's these other terms, hanging out, this kind of thing situation. He's not committed to you. He hasn't agreed to that. You haven't asked him that. You haven't promoted that. So you can't really jam him up and say he's cheating when that was never established as the format for the interactions that the two of you have. So, he's making a joke out of it and talking about the 9 months and stuff. But this is something, ladies, you really need to pay attention to, because if you want a commitment, and that's important to you, and you want a label and all this kind of stuff, then you need to bring that up. And you will be surprised how many guys will tell you, no, you're not really not looking for that right now. I'm enjoying being a bachelor. I'm enjoying, just being single and free, this and that, but I like you and this and that. They're going to throw you some kind of little bone to try to keep your bedroom door open. But in reality, they ain't trying to see only you. And that's why I always tell women, do the pair and the spare thing. Stop putting all your eggs in one emotional basket with one dude. Yes, he's nice, and, all this old stuff here. But, like most of the letters we get on the advice column, the women, right? The women are talking about, well, he didn't call, or, he doesn't respond. And, I don't know when the next time we're going to see each other, and, all this kind of stuff they say. And, they're only seeing him. They have invested emotions into a situation where no emotion should have been invested. And so then when the guy kind of fades out on him, does the ghost thing, or just tells him, I don't really see this going anywhere, they get all impacted because they have put too much expectations on a situation where there was no communication about permanency, even a short time thing where if it was any kind of commitment between the two of them to investigate where this is going to go, where it can go. Nothing. There's nothing. And here they are all, bent out of shape because the guy, doesn't want to see him anymore. I thought we were doing well, this and that. How can you think that you was, quote, doing well when he was just kicking it with you? I mean, the fact that you only saw him once a week or once every 2 weeks ought to tell you something. Okay, even the ones that come in we want to see you all the time, that ought to tell you something too. That's the bum rush. Okay, he's just doing the most direct way to the pussy that he can by just like making you dizzy with all the attention and time he's spending. But he's going to do the same fade out. I just, you have to pace the relationship. Ladies have to be smarter about how you handle these dudes and just back them up, and see to it. If you're not in a committed relationship, you should be seeing at least 3 dudes. Okay, and the men don't get mad about that. But, you just telling women to hold around. They're grown. They do what the fuck they want to do. Okay, whether they sleep with them or sleep with none of them 3 and sleep with somebody else, that's her business. So what they do is their business. What I tell them is our business. Don't have shit to do with you. You ain't dating them, so shut up. But you ladies need to do that. Yeah, no emotions. Exactly. You just keep your emotions to yourself until you screen dude. Because most of them ain't about shit anyway. Okay, let me transition back and do the next slide. Okay, I thought this was this was funny. Cause dude, doing what these young dudes do, just be too focused on what women are working on and all about. Just all up, like, on Facebook, they be talking about women's matching underwear and weaves and nails and hair and stuff and purses and whatnot. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? My brothers, and well, my youngest brother's a little bit more. He used to read Essence, but only because he wanted to know what was going on with black women. So he had a hand, a little player ass. But, in general, men don't keep up with what women are doing in fashion and women's clothes and shit like that. They don't care. They just know it looks pretty. Yay. Well, you want that purse? Okay, how much that shit cost? Woo, here's my credit card. You get it. It makes you happy. That's most guys are not tripping like that. And there are some that are, super interested in fashion or whatever, but that's not your average dude. So here you have a guy is like, why as a woman do you think there is a high demand for another lash business? What? Who would ask something like that? So this dude comes back and says, Allah, the men you have sent to build houses are now analyzing trends in the eyelash market. I'm like, ooh, that was kind of savage. He straight clown dude without even saying anything directly to him. His prayer to Allah. I was like, wow. But who does that? Who does that? What man did you know is worried about somebody's eyelash business? This motherfucker right here, something's wrong with him. That is just so beta. I don't even know what to say. He ought to be worrying about, Home Depot and building something or something. Some real estate investment or something. He worried about eyelashes. Nigger. Here we go. Next slide. Okay, now you see I had to get in on this one. I had to do my counter meme. I couldn't resist. So Thaddeus Shade says, girlfriend tryouts. Bring a sundress. Number 2, a pair of leggings. Number 3, a meal that you prepared and 2 recent pay stubs and leave them lashes at home. So I'm like, notice how everything that he's done, except for her money, is all about his belly or his dick. Okay, those are the 2 things. He just want to see what's sexy, what you look like, what your booty and thighs and stuff look like. That's all he's talking, and what you gonna feed him. Okay, superficial and stupid. Now, on my side, I just had to add this. I couldn't resist. On the boyfriend's tryouts, okay, you're not gonna bring a sundress. You're gonna wear a suit. Okay, and you bring a pair of leggings. No, nigga, bring your college degree. Let's do that. And a 3, a meal that you prepared. Oh, how about a home improvement project that you built from scratch? Do you even know where Home Depot is? Lowe's, any of those? You know where they even are? Okay, do you have a saw, nails, a hammer? Do you know what to do? And then 2 recent pay stubs. Oh yeah. And then I want to have your 2 tax returns to make sure that your income is legit. And I want some references from 2 of your previous employers. Yes, you applying. This is like applying for a job. You applying for the job to be my man, and I want some fucking references. Not only do I want references from your employers, I want references from your previous relationships. I need contact information so I can get some from your last 3 girlfriends or wives to see what the hell they have to say about you and why y'all ain't together no more. And then I want your baby mama's phone number too, right? And her Instagram. Or multiples if you got multiple baby mamas. I want all of them. And then leave that, know what I'm saying, shit at home. You want you to leave lashes, and I want you to leave that phrase. Oh, my God, I heard that so much on, yesterday? Clubhouse. I thought I was going to die. It's like, do niggas know how to say anything else besides that? Okay, you know what I mean? I'm trying to tell you. I'll put this slide up on on the community wall so you all can download it or share it around or whatever you want to do. Yeah, I want to know why the other women left. They always have a good reason. He cheated, he lied, he started drinking too much, he did drugs, he, gambled away my money. It's always some egregious stuff because, women don't really get with men to leave them and get in, we want to be with the dude that we chose. But inevitably, they screw it up some kind of way, so we end up throwing up the deuces. I want to know why. What did you do? What did you say? How did you act that made her not want to be with you no more? Because I know it's your fault. Even when the women do, the women do leave them, they leave for a reason. And when the women cheat, they cheat for a reason. Because you wasn't doing nothing. You with your instant dick ass. Exactly. When they say that you're right, Lariel. I want to know. They all crazy. No, the one who what did they all? The only thing that them women all had in common though was you. So that means that the catalyst for making them be crazy was you. So what did you do? What did you say? It's right back to them. They can't get away with that with me. Captain of the debate team, I think too fast and I'm going to argue your ass down. I don't really like to argue though, but I do enjoy making my point when I have to get some information out of you. I'm not going to let you dip and dodge and play games like that. You going to give me it don't have to be 800, but it got to at least be like 780. I'll give them a little flex room there, Diana, because shit happens, especially during COVID. People, miss a payment here and there or something, and their credit score may have dipped a little bit. But 780, 775, something like that. It got to be at least that high, right? And then then we can talk. But you got credit scoring 560, 610. I can't do nothing with you. You better, you need to be stopped buying stuff, and you need to go and start working on your credit score. Well, they love crazy women because crazy women bring the heat. I ain't sleeping with them, Larry. You going too deep. We just talking about the first interview. Like when you go on a job interview, they not asking for your drug test off the bat. They want to see if you get, if you make the first round of interviews. That's where I am. You going too deep. We ain't talking about dick and pussy yet. That's just like 10 levels down from where I am. So let's move on. Okay, now this is so sad. Now, see, we go from one extreme for the ones that's worried about eyelashes and trying to be a fashionista with them ankle pants and all the stuff that they be wearing. To which shirt am I gonna wear? Do I wear the white one, or do I wear the black one? Which T-shirt? That's a Hanes package you can get at Walmart. You get one of each color for like $6.99. I've seen them. Girl, sweet storms, girl, wait. I have to talk about them eyelashes too now because sometimes, them eyelashes be just too much. Okay, why do your eyelashes need to be an inch long and looking like a fucking giraffe? Or, like if you battle them too high, you might catch a breeze and start flying. No, 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 no. There's one thing, to enhance the thickness of your eyebrows or, whatever, add a little dramatic effect for glamour or whatever. But your shit don't need to be looking like a snuffleupagus. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so on that part, I agree with him. They be doing too much. Too much. Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street? Them long eyelashes just like out to here. That's how them girls be looking. Like, you gonna catch a breeze, you're gonna be like the flying nun and fly away with them things. But anyway, let us move on from this. I mean, can we get any dustier? Can we get any dustier? Any dustier? He need to have a baby with a responsible woman so he can just be chilling outside and shit. Okay, not trying to be a responsible father or man, contributing to the household, there for his people, his folks to live, to rely on and stuff like that. Oh no, he just want to be chilling outside and shit like he's 14. I was like, man, dude, this is just dustiness to the 10th power. I just don't know what to say. Exactly. He want her to be overly responsible so he can be, so yeah, you guys don't look at a picture of Snuffleupagus. It's SNUF Snuffle. UFFLE. Anyway, I don't know how to spell the Uggis part, but anyway, it's a creature, a character. And they got them super long eyelashes. And you see what I'm talking about? That's just what they look like snuffleupagus. I'm telling you. Yeah, and want to get paid like Holly Berry's ex, that white guy that she had a little daughter by, and he, was going to be watching her, and it was his turn to have her too. But he wanted to get paid to babysit his own daughter. I was like, wow, talking about Dusty. She had a baby by Dusty, and he was like, pretty well-to-do white boy, well-known model all over the world, and still. And yeah, it is. It's an elephant type thing, but I'm talking about the eyelashes on it. I'm not talking about the body of it. I'm talking about the eyelashes. And that's what they eyelashes look like to me, like snuffleupagus. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, he was super dusty. I forgot I forgot what dude's name was. Okay, now this young lady here, obviously, looking at her name, she's not a U.S. This is not an American type name. Where she's from, I don't know. I don't know what ethnicity that name would be from, but it's obviously not, an American name. So she hasn't been, raised in a different culture. So we got to give her some of that. But this is what she says. When given an opportunity to study or advance in your career abroad, and it's been a dream of yours for years, and your boyfriend refuses. Notice she said boyfriend, not husband. Boyfriend refuses because he doesn't want you to become too arrogant and disrespect him. I think for the sake of peace, you should refuse the opportunity and respect your man because relationships are more important than opportunities. Build a family. Money and your dreams are not that important. He will see this and marry you. And I want to choke her. I want to slap the black off of her because she is stupid. Little girl. Ms. MHM is exactly insane. And remember, I haven't heard that for so long. But this is disturbing. This is actually very disturbing that a young woman is already so brainwashed because you can look at the picture, see she's young, this is still in her 20s. So brainwashed to think that a man and what he's talking about, just a mere boyfriend now, this is no one that she's married to. Boyfriends come and go. I mean, it's your boyfriend today, and 10 minutes from now, he could not be. But she's going to change her entire life and give up golden opportunities and dreams that she's had for years in order to appease him so that he won't feel, that she's outshining him. My daughter, if she would ever think to do such a thing like that, I would choke her out. I swear. It makes no sense for a young lady to do that to herself. Why would you want to hurt yourself like that? And so then we stay married for 4 or 5 years, right? The opportunities that you had dried up because they went to someone else. Okay, so now it's 5 years later, you got a kid or two, and then he decides, oh, you're boring. I don't really want to be with you anymore. And then he takes off. Okay, now what? Well, now what? This family that you thought was so important and this husband that you thought was so life changing are now gone. What do you have? How you gonna raise them kids? These are things that women need to think about because you look at how many divorces there are, and then not even divorces. Those are people who actually did get married, but people who just date. How many breakups there are? Why would a woman bank her whole future on a boyfriend? Why would you do that? It's bad enough when you be married to him. I still don't even recommend that. Just tell him, you sit your ass over there. I'll get with you when I'm done with this. But other than that, it's a boyfriend. And to Deb, you know what a boyfriend is? It's merely the motherfucker that you screwing right now. That's all a boyfriend is. It don't mean shit else. Okay? Nothing. It means nothing. Even fiance don't really mean that much. Husband means a little bit more, but even that's kind of hit and miss. So why a woman would give up all of her dreams and the things that she knows are going to make her happy and fulfill her soul and make her feel wonderful about the accomplishments that she's done in her lifetime, why she would give that up to breed a fucking baby is I just don't get it. I don't get it. So let's move on from her. Poor thing. Never give up your dream nearly ever. I thought this was funny as hell. You know how I always be talking about hefty bags? I'm looking like I want Hefty to sponsor my show because I am a firm believer in putting niggas shit in a hefty bag and throwing them out. The homosexuals live with dusty bags and a little backpack maybe. They don't have luggage. They have hefty bags that go from place to place. Have hefty will travel. But this hefty, this is, when you rich, you can have designer hefty bags made in Louis Vuitton. So he rich, but he still got hefties. I was crying like this. Like, oh, so he's still dusty. He got a Louis Vuitton dust bucket. Let's move on. Okay, this, I didn't even know what to say, but I put this in here because I want y'all to be just as impacted by this as I was. He says he had a dream that his girl pooped herself at the club. So he pooped himself too to make her feel better. And he said, why the fuck we ain't just leave? Oh, I almost gave him the stupid N award too, but I was like, nah, he just crazy. Luckily it was a dream. Okay, this is my. See, I had to just respond to so many. I just couldn't hold back this time. I don't know why. Usually I just do the slides, but this time I had to just put my 2 cents in here. Mr. Ernest, I know you are a lioness, but please maintain your femininity. No man wants a complete lion for a wife. Obviously, my husband did, because that's what I was, a complete lion. And he could, he wasn't bothered. He handled it fine because he was a complete bull. So that bull and that lion, man, when we would have fights, it would be epic. But we didn't really fight that much. I think we only had like 2 or 3, really big issues in all the years we was together. But basically, I just wanted everybody to know, as far as me maintaining my femininity and worrying about what a man wants, I don't give a fuck. Okay? I started to, but then, the copyright issues because there was this video, right? I was like, I need a picture of a lioness, like giving that stare, like, motherfucker, what? And that's why I chose that one. But I saw a video where the lionesses, they had a beta lion, male lion. And you know what they did? They killed his ass, killed with a T. Like, they killed him. And then in the video, they was munching. They was eating him, and he was still alive. And he was trying to growl and stuff and trying to get up. But it was like 6 of them, and they was sitting on him and just biting it and chewing and just eating him alive. Because why? He was a beta. And, essentially, that's how lionesses do. If cats toy with their prey before they eat it and pounce. And it's the same with me, with a man. If I don't respect you, you're going to be roadkill. And me and my other lioness friends, some of which are in this squad here and some in my real life, we going to tear you up. And that's just how it is. So, men, I don't back down from men. And I think that's, scary to a lot of them. They try to come with their little, shit and try to overtalk you and stuff. You're not going to overtalk me. I can get just as loud as you, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Just yesterday, I forgot I was in Clubhouse, right? Some clown I'm talking to, I told them they was clowns. And this dude was like, he said, hey, like when he was talking, like, like he was trying to check me. I lost my mind. It's like, don't hey me. You done, but nigga, you went crazy. You done lost your mind. I forgot where I was for a second. But I'm like, I just started yelling back at him. It's like, you're not going to say hey to me. And then the host was like, well, he was saying, I don't know what she was saying, but I'm like, obviously I need to be away from here because I'm about to start cussing folks out. I didn't say that. I was thinking it. And it's like, I'm no, because it's like evidently on there, niggas run amok, and the women are more quiet and docile and don't really say too much to them. That ain't me, as you know. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of enemies I make on Clubhouse right quick, because I'm about to be on there and I'm about to rock a whole bunch of people's worlds. I can tell already, because I don't give a fuck. Let's move on. I thought this was so funny. I want to ring, she says. I want to ring. Take your phone off silent, says the dude, says Mr. Dusty. It, oh, I mean, what? What? He got her, though. This is like the pre-savage. This is the pre-savage slide. I thought this was funny. Yes, I got my girl, Shay. Yeah, they do, Michelle. They do, and they do that. It is a super mess, Menzie. Super mess. And it's just full of men who love to hear themselves talk about nothing. I never seen people go on and on and on so much about nothing. And repeating themselves and being circuitous and using a whole bunch of words to say nothing. It's just the most amazing shit. And then when I used to do my blog talk show, I know you guys want to stare at that. When I used to do my blog talk show and they would do that, I would just, cut their mic off. And I anticipate, it's done by phone number, Samantha, so you have to email me your phone number. I think, do I have any left? I think I used my last one on Shay, though. But somebody I know will probably have one. Or you probably know somebody that has one. Yes, Dusty. But the women, they're so lost. They need me over there. That's what I'm saying. They need me. So I have to do what I can do. I don't know how long I'm gonna be over there because my nerves was kind of worked. Because I'm not used to having men talk to me crazy like that. That ain't me. And like I said on Blog Talk, when they would get started with that shit, I'd say, okay, you got like 30 seconds, wind this up. Or I'd say, you getting off track, get back on track, or I'm gonna hang up on you. I stay so I keep my shows focused and the conversation pertinent, but they just let them talk about anything. They be going all down around China and coming all back and be talking for 5 and 10 minutes about some bullshit. No, I could have had 5 calls in that time, and some people didn't have something sensible to say besides listening to you drone on and on because you want to hear yourself talk. Nigga, make a recording and play that shit back. That might be what you want to hear. Yeah, I'm telling you. It done runs rampant over there. Well, this ought to be interesting then. Because I said I can already tell I'm going to have a whole bunch of enemies. Because dude was like, you came in here with your, her energy was this. And like, my energy is what it is. You deal with it or you get off the show. Because I'm not going nowhere. I'm just like this, and the ladies were quiet. They didn't say nothing. And I just, it was just me and them 3 dudes. And they was trying to talk all that shit. I'm like, these niggas right here. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, they just because they get kicked off of YouTube, and so they have to find a new platform because they shit gets shut down on YouTube's not having it. Remember a couple of years they went through and all those channels they shut down probably about 20 or 30 of those channels that were doing all this negative stuff about black women. They didn't give them no notice. They didn't warn them nothing. They just took their shit offline and shut them down and banned them from YouTube. So I was like, oh, that happened, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. And so, they have to find a new place to talk their shit. And a lot of them have really toned down. They used to make like dozens of videos a week about me and some of, Cynthia, somebody, and all these other people, all these other women. And they would just like, be making all these horrible videos about us. And so YouTube shut that shit down. It was terrible. But, it is what it is. Okay, now we're going to move into now. Okay, Samantha, stop mentioning names. I got to remove that. Don't do it if you don't report them. So many women don't report them. Don't mention people's names in my chat. That is a violation. Okay, we don't do that here. We just say, something general, but we don't mention names. Not a super saiyan. That's what I say too. Okay, here we go. Move into now. We got our pre-savage, the savage runner-ups. You knew, Samantha, so I know you didn't know, but be careful about that. We don't do that because I don't want any problems. I don't mention them, and I don't want them mentioning me either. So we do it both ways. Okay. Here we go. Savage runner-up. Hold on. This is Savage Award number 1. So let me get this straight. Dude, you want a threesome? Now you want to disappoint 2 people? Savage. Savage. Straight savage. And I was like, wow, what's dude going to say to that? Ooh. Yeah, that was a good zinger, wasn't it? That's one of those, it's the dust you right, Mizzy, because every time I do the show, I start coughing. Okay, let's move on to Savage Award number 2. This girl, how do y'all get to be 27 with no kids? And dude flies back with, see, y'all be 23 with 5 kids to do that to you. I knew a girl who was 22 who had 5 kids. She had custody of none of them in Richmond. I just never seen no shit like that. I couldn't believe it. Her mother had 2, and then the other 3 was in foster care. I'm like, man. Okay, let's move on. Okay, that's number 2. We got 5 of these, and the savage winner of the night. Him. I'm looking for an independent woman to build with. Do you think you can be that woman for me? Blue is no, and yellow is no, but in yellow. I was crying. This is some shit I would do. Oh, this is beautiful. No, but in yellow. Oh, savage. Straight savage. Ah, oh my God. This was so beautiful. This is Savage Award winning slide number 3. Because, at the end of the show, we give out the Savage Awards for the slides that we, the memes, the graphics, whatever quotes that we got in that week that we feel are the most savage of the group. And usually there's 4 or 5 of them. Today there's 5. That was number 3. Here we go, number 4. Said niggas be losing the best girl they ever had and end up just settling for anything. They be looking sad and desperate, trying to smile. Niggas, stop fronting. You hungry and ugly now. Oh my God. She just went straight for the jugular. They be looking sad and desperate, trying to smile. Oh my goodness. She is just too much for me. Just straight with a knife. Okay, let's do that. Let's do number 5. This is the last Savage winner. Then we go for the one who won the trophy of the night. They old, broke down. Their best years way in the rearview mirror, like way, way, way back there. And here he comes, talking about I'm ready to settle down. He's looking for his nurse with the purse. Oh my God! It's like You guys be yeah, hungry and ugly, girl. Uh, I couldn't stop laughing. I was just like, oh, I have a good time putting these slides together. I tell you, I'd be crying. And there's a lot of, some of them we try to break it up, so I don't want to put all the really good ones in one show. So we be breaking it up. But we have some good ones. You guys keep sending them in. Don't stop. We got to go all the way through, August and then through halfway through September. So we need a lot more stuff. As you know, it's 30 to 35 things per show. So, we need a good number to come in every week to make sure we have enough. If y'all want us to continue, do the show through the whole season, we need more, more, more. Just email them to survivingdating@gmail.com and make the subject line DNN or Dusty News. Okay, now here we go. This is the final slide of the night. This is the one that we voted to be the most savage of the day. And here it is. Tiffany Rochelle is the winner of the night, walks away with the trophy for the DNN Savage Award of July 9th, 2021. So I want to take a man that's been hurt and finish his whole ass off. I'm like, damn, damn. Woo! Tiffany Rochelle for the win. Oh, gee. Can it get any more savage than that? Can it get any more savage? Finish him! Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, when you got somebody who's this savage, it's like I'm not fucking with her. Just leave her alone. That would be your best bet. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was hysterical. The ones at the end are just well, a lot of them in there are funny too. These people, something wrong with them. They're crazy. But like I said, if you have now that you've seen the show and get an idea of what we do, if you have some stuff, you come across some stuff on social media or wherever on your own timeline, just take a screenshot of it and then email it to survivingdating@gmail.com and make the subject line DNN or Dusty News. Either one, it goes to the same place, okay? And thank you guys for showing up and supporting the show. The super chat donation, we appreciate that as well. And we will be back. I might have something for you on Sunday. I'm working on it. I'm not sure I'll be done with it though. But make sure you're a subscriber. Hit that subscription button so that you get a notice if I do it, and you don't miss the show. And I'll be on Clubhouse tomorrow evening, I think. We'll see. But anyway, thanks you guys. See you later. Bye bye.